Good morning, Fernando. Good afternoon, Charles. Can you hear us?
Shalom, Eti. Good evening. Shalom, Charles, Salman.
Shalom, shalom. How are you today, Fernando?
I'm fine and happy to be here, Eti. And how are you doing?
Fine, the sun is shining today. It's a beautiful day in the middle of the winter. Such a sun, it's beautiful present. And I'd like to share it with you.
Yes, I'm happy to be here and it's good to hear it, Eti.
Thank
Today is going to be streamed on YouTube.
Again, I did not hear.
Today the conversation will be streamed also on YouTube.
It is streamed. Do you see the streaming or not yet?
No, I'm not.
You don't see.
No,
You
no,
don't
no.
see. I'll open it to see. 1 second. It is streamed. Let me open.
Oh,
another.
yes. Now
You
I
see
see.
it?
Yes.
You say here's Victoria
Yes.
Meyer from Germany. Good morning. Good afternoon, Victoria. Nice to see you here. Thank you so much. Yes. And Charles, do you have a microphone? Can you speak?
Yes, shalom Eti, shalom Fernando, and shalom everyone.
Shalom, shalom. How are you today?
I'm okay.
How is the sun today? Do you have a bit of a sun?
Cloudy.
Cloudy. And let's hear what is in Germany today. Victoria, how is the weather today in Germany? And Nedalia is here as well. Thank you, Nedalia, and thank you, Victoria. I hope you can see our whiteboard at the moment. Charles, do you see the whiteboard?
Yes.
Yes, very good. And Fernando, do you see the whiteboard?
Yes, now I can see it, Eti.
So it's good. I hope also that Victoria and Nedalia can see the whiteboard. I would like to share with you one page from Siddur. Siddur is a book of prayer. This is a book of prayer from the city of Fürst. I'm not sure that I say this right in German. It's a city next to Nuremberg, South Germany, from 1738. And what is your impression from before we read something or ask what is your impression in terms of letters, the fonts, the drawing, before we go to a more detailed level of the text? What is your impression from the page?
It is beautiful, Eti. It's really beautiful.
Is it print or it is handmade? What is your impression?
Handmade.
Handmade.
For me, it seems.
Yes, it is handmade. It is handmade. And Charles, what is your impression from the page?
I like the text.
You like the text. Here I would like us to, yes, I would like us to focus in this text here about the angel. There is, you see the word Hamalach, the angel. Here we see Hamalach, the angel. And here there is a drawing of an angel. And here comes a verse that Jacob says, and how do you say, blesses Joseph's children. So now after we have this little impression from the Siddur, Siddur is a book of prayer, I would like to move with you to the verse itself from Genesis 48, Genesis 48. Charles, can you read the Hebrew first? Charles? Hello?
Yeah.
Do you see the verse on the whiteboard?
This one, on the bottom.
Here, there is a verse on the bottom. Do you see the whiteboard at the moment?
Yeah, I'm looking at it, but I have problem with reading without
I moved, Charles, I moved the cursor and now I put a text in the whiteboard. I moved maybe the text. So, do you have the Bible in Hebrew by chance?
Yeah. What
Yeah.
verse is it?
Genesis 48, verse 16.
Verse 16.
Good
Okay.
morning. Yes. Yes.
Genesis 48, verse 16. Ha-malach ha-goel oti mikol ra yevarech et ha-neachim vayikra bayem shmi veshem avotai Avraham veyitzchak וידאגו לרוב בככב הארץ.
Thank you so much. And Fernando, would you like to read the English verse at the moment?
Okay, yes. And so, verse 16.
Yes.
The angel who hath redeemed me from all evil, bless the lads, and let my name be named in them, and the name of my fathers Abraham and Isaac, and let them grow into a multitude in the midst of the earth.
Thank you so much. May I ask you a question, a cognitive question? Why does Jacob ask the Redeemer angel to bless the lads and to call and to name them or to call them in his name and the name of his fathers, Abraham and Isaac? What kind of a blessing is it? What does it mean to call in my name? What is his name and what is the name of his fathers? What kind of a blessing is it?
E.T.,
Yes.
you know, from what I learned from you, we can find Jacob's name and also in Isaac's name and Abraham's name. What we say this blessing is from this line of manifestation of the Holy Name.
Yes. So what does it mean to bless in his name and the name of his fathers? What does it mean? Factual. Do you have a sound, Fernando? Hello? Felipe, good morning. I'm not sure I can hear you, Fernando. Hello?
He's not on the speaker.
He's not on the speaker. Thank you. Thank you. And Charles, what do you think?
It's not an easy question. But since Yaakov had experienced challenges in his life, and when he became Israel and realized all that is connected to Israel, that is, I think, what he wanted to be passed on to his children, so that they may not go through all the difficulties that him and his fathers had gone through. So he's invoking the angel to always be upon the life of the children.
So let me understand. Thank you for your answer. You're saying that his name is basically, he says, will call my name. He says my name, but he doesn't say which name, because he has the name of Jacob and he has the name of Israel. And what you are referring to, that the name Israel is the name which refers to the tree of life. Yes,
Yeah.
this is what you're saying, that he doesn't mention which name, he just say my name. So you say Israel, and Israel is the value of 541. This
Yeah.
is, we made it abbreviation. It is a sum up of the whole, the abbreviation of the 10 spheres of the tree of life. This is one thing, tree of life. And if I understand from what also Fernando, which I was trying to catch what he was saying because the voice disappeared, is that Fernando was saying that Abraham, if I understand well, please correct me, Abraham in a way refers to 9 times 26, and Isaac, Yitzchak, refers to 8 times 26. And then we have together 17 times 26, Abraham and Isaac. 17 is the value of Tov, good. Good times 26 upon Abraham and Isaac, and Israel, yes, is the tree of life. If I combine both of your answer, does it seem right or in the right direction to you when you hear it?
What is 17 times 26? What do we get?
I did not yet calculate it, but we can do this here if you wish. 17 times 26. So we have 10 times 26. 10 times 26, this is 260. This is Kerem, vineyard. And then we have 7 times 26 is 182, the name of Jacob. In a way, Jacob is also included here. 7 times 26, 182. We have 2. We have 4. 442. Check me.
Mm-hmm.
This is 17 times tetragrammaton. Without the name Israel. Without the name Israel.
442, if we add 1, we get 443.
Yes. Which is what?
Is that not Bethel?
Bethel. Very good. Bethel, the house of God. Very good. Very good. Fernando, your microphone is open if you want to participate in the discussion. Felipe, good morning. So how can we summarize the blessing? What kind of blessing Jacob streams to Joseph's children here at the moment of blessing?
Of infinite love, of
yes.
the invisible.
Yes. Yeah. That's true. Now it's time to ask questions, and you can ask about whatever you wish. regarding this topic or any other topic. It's open.
E.T.,
Yes.
just one idea that I'm looking at the Hebrew words here, and we have this Hamelech or Hamalach. I don't know the correct pronunciation. And we have this, and Melech we can take as a messenger or an angel, right?
Yes.
And Hagoel, Goel is not only redeem, but is also rescue, right?
Yes.
I
Yes.
think.
Yes.
And it's interesting that what is saving Jacob is Goel also. The number is 34, 3 and the 4 that we can take for Shem, Shet, and many words that we have. Around here, also Haguel, we can think as Moshe because 34 and the 5 that is the article.
Excellent. Excellent.
And so we could say that the message that Jacob is saying is about the vessel. It's about the ability to see beyond what is manifested, maybe.
Yes. Yes. That's correct. It's beautiful that you could see in Hagoel, the Savior, the 34, and then the Hayes article as a 5, and to see in Hagoel, the Savior, also the name Moses. It's beautiful.
I wanted to find out from from this word, Vaidagu Lahov, like they will fish in the land.
Yes. There's a beautiful question. Why they will fish in the land and not fish in the water? Because where do fish multiply usually? Where do we find fish multiplying?
In the water.
In the water. So what kind of a blessing is to give someone blessing and to tell them that they will fish or they will multiply like fish, but in the country, in the earth, and not in the water. What kind of blessing is it? Because according to nature, fish multiply under the water. So what kind of a blessing is this? If you give this blessing to a person who looks only on nature life, he will tell you this is not a blessing, this is a curse. Because if you put a fish under outside of the water in the midst of the earth, he will die. No?
Yeah.
Yes. So what kind of a blessing is? Let's try to go to Jacob's head in a moment of blessing. If he would bless them to fish a lot under the water, so he would have blessed them in the blessing of the material. Is that right?
Yeah.
This is the law of nature. Fish multiply under the water. But what happens if he blesses them to increase, but in the midst of the earth? What is earth in Hebrew?
Eretz.
Yes. From where do we have the word Eretz? What does it refer to?
From the word Chatzon, which is will.
Will. So he wishes them to multiply in the midst of the good will, the will of God. You can multiply, but not in the matter under the water, but you can multiply your actions and your being in the midst of the will of God.
So then would have to be like fish, but in the land.
Fish in the
But
land.
fish in the land under the wheel.
Yes, yes. Yes, you can, because what happens with fishes, if you had an aquarium also, you can see they're multiplying very fast once we had an aquarium. It's something that it's hard to count even, or to imagine. This is what happens to fish in the water. But if you can cause someone to multiply in the midst of the goodwill of God, in a way, what increases is the influence, the good influence. You increase the goodwill.
I was thinking of this aspect to say a fish are hidden in the water.
Yes.
They are hidden. We don't see them in reality.
Mm-hmm.
So, which means those who are going to be maybe the children, or those who are going to follow the will, they have to be within the earth, but they'll be hidden.
Yes. Yes. This is why righteous man, tzaddik, is a hidden. It's a hidden quality. A righteous quality in a person is hidden. Even from the person himself, not just from others, from himself. Because the will, eretz, ratzon, will, is a hidden element. Questions?
Hello, shalom,
Hello,
Eti.
shalom. Good morning, Felipe.
Good evening, Eti. Good to hear you, my friends. It's I was just listening and kind of meditating on this image of Jacob blessing Joseph in his sons, and it is interesting that you mentioned the fishes, because it made me remember the image of the sign of the fish, which is two fishes, right?
Yes.
And and we can I mean I imagine the two sons of Joseph as those two fishes in the hand of the fisherman, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's this blessing, it is so dear to me, because this passage of Jacob crossing his arms and blessing Ephraim in the with his right hand, it's so powerful. And I wonder if there is a relation with what is the relation that we have with the fishes and two sons of Joseph. Is there any relation that you can see?
We can make a little drawing of the land of Canaan. And this is what Weiner also mentions in his book, The Relations of the Name. When we look about the land of Canaan, it's just an image, not just a geographical map. So here we have the Jordan Valley, and here. Now I move into another realm, but to answer your question, I have to make a tour to explain something bigger. If we look at the land of how the sons of Jacob inherit the land, we can see that, first of all, Joseph had two sons. Let's start. Joseph let's make it. Joseph had two sons, Menashe and Ephraim. Menashe is supposed he was firstborn, and Ephraim, so to speak, was the second. But what happens in the blessing? What Jacob does in the moment of blessing? He crosses his hands, yes, like this, and Ephraim gets the firstborn. Is it right?
Yes.
Yes. Also, Ephraim has the ending of Yod and Mem, like multiplicity. So he gets the first blessing. But I would like us to move from this concept at the moment of blessing to the concept of inheriting the land. Ephraim gets his heritage about here. This is Ephraim. And Menashe is split. Menashe is split. Part of his land is here. We can say it's not accurate. And a part is here. He is divided into two. This is Menashe. Why Menashe is divided? Menashe is from the letters Neshama. Neshama is a soul. Also Shmone, 8. Why Menashe is split east to the Jordan and west? Because the soul in us, in a way, it's not a split, but the soul serves two dimensions at the same time. The west part of the Jordan, which is the body aspect in us, and east part of the Jordan, which is the soul. This is why Menashe is split. Menashe is also from Nasha, to forget. When we are in the body, we forget that we have a soul. We forget that we have a spirit. This is why Menashe is split. Because Menashe is split, because his name refers to the soul, Ephraim got the first blessing, or the son, or the blessing of the firstborn, though he was born the second. This is one element. First of all, we cannot have a soul if we don't have a body, in a way. So what gets here first, the first how do you say, direction of the blessings go to the body, Ephraim, and the soul is second. This is one element. And the second element of how do you say, Jacob blessing to cross his hand is the fact that Ephraim is the 13th son of Jacob, because Jacob originally had 12 sons, but minus Joseph. Joseph is not he's not a tribe. Joseph is not a tribe. He unifies everyone, so he's not a tribe. So we're left with 11. And if we add to the 11 the two sons of Joseph, we come up at 13. So from this kind of perspective, Menashe is the 12th, if you want to look at it. And Ephraim is the 13th, which is love. And if we double the 13th in 2, because Ephraim is the double, we get 26. So this is another dimension why Ephraim gets the first born blessing. Do we understand the different perspectives? Or
amazing.
Yes?
It's amazing. Yes, thank you.
And Felipe, did I answer your question?
Yes, Eti, thank you. It's very beautiful because also Joseph, uh, he he rises up from Egypt
Yes.
and from multiplicity. So it's also interesting to think that uh, he he's represented by the multiplicity of his two children.
Excellent. This is excellent. Yes, excellent. This is why Yesod, his sphere, has like two, in a way. Also, we find in the teaching of the 10 spheres that Yesod has two openings. Yes, very good, Felipe, very good, very good. And maybe the Gimel Gimel that you saw once in the mosaic from the Galilee, you remember that you were saying those two Gimeling going towards the east? You remember in the mosaic?
Yes.
Which the Gimel Gimel. Maybe those are the two sons of Joseph. They are going east because here we have both Ephraim. Here's Ephraim and here's Menashe. And the intention is that we shall move east, not geographically, but to the dimension of the spirit, to the street, the spirit. Or 144, depends on how we mark the spirit. So those two
Yes.
two people going to the
And it was in the sign of Pisces, right?
yes, and yes, very good. Yes, yes, excellent, excellent. This is the blessing.
And
Yes,
yes.
the
No.
blessing that when you describe it, it gets even how do you say, more amplified when you speak about the sign of fish in the zodiac, and you say the way you describe it, it's even more amplified, a blessing. Yes, continue, please.
Oh, it's just because it comes a lot of relations, and uh, uh, I don't actually know what they could mean, but it makes me think about the those this sign of fish is related also with the feet in human body, and once I saw a representation of Malkut as being the feet. So it's beautiful because as we see Joseph in Yesod, we could think about these two fishes in Malkut. It's just some relations that pop up in our heart, and
It's beautiful because, as you say, Joseph and the feet are like, how do you say, symbolizing the fish, and he was a secondary to the king in Egypt. He was with both feet on the ground, and he was secondary. Also, secondary is Mishneh. Mishneh, like the letters Menashe. He was secondary. Mishneh to the king, secondary. The same letters like Menashe.
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 Yes, right.
He was secondary to the king. Yes. And Fernando posted 2 pictures on Slack today about a righteous man and how do you say, a not righteous man, like evil men. And the feet of the righteous man were both having contact with the ground. Yes, the feet of the righteous man were both anchored in the ground. And at the evil man, there was only one foot touching the ground, and the other one was partially in the air. He was leaning on one leg, like a lie. So in a way, a righteous man touches with both of his feet on the ground, like you say, the 2 fishes or the 2 feet in fishes, it's even the same F. Fish, feet, F. They are both on the ground, and the righteous man, when he is anchored in the ground or in the divine will, he makes a lot of difference. He can influence.
This is so beautiful. Once we talked about the unity, like even Jacob is represented by the 2 hills, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as he is named Israel, he walks to a unity, and even the angel hurting him in the leg makes him to be balanced in one unity. I mean, he is anchored in 1 feet in a way, but it is a unity. It is it's higher than the 2 feet. If I may say that.
Yes, it is good.
But he goes from the 2 hills for the unity of the name Israel.
Yes.
But I guess this is like a higher realm, you know it.
Yes. The fact that he was limping, Tzolea. He was limping, Tzolea al Yerecho, on his side. Limping on his side. Why? 1 second. Yerecho. He was limping. Yerecho, his size also has a tetragrammaton here, the 26. He was limping on his side. Why? Because the yod here returned to its place. And then we have Israel. Lirosh. So, though he was limping, Rosh is also a beginning and a head. Though he was limping in this life, physically limping, he was in his head, he was one. Do we understand? Sometimes we see people with difficulties or limitation. Hello, do you have a sound? I lost you for a moment. Hello?
It's we
Felipe, can you speak? Because it seems that I lost a connection, a voice connection.
It came back right now. We can
Yes.
hear you now.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello? Can you hear? Hello?
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, externally, Jacob was limping, and Thomas Mann described his limping in a very hearty way. When you read how Thomas Mann describes Jacob limping, you feel so much mercy in your heart and pain. But though externally he was limping, in his head he was with the One. I hope you have a sound, because I don't see any sign of on my monitor.
Yes, it is.
YouTube, can you hear us? At the moment, I cannot hear anything. Hello? Hello?
What happened? The monitor, why is it off?
Hello? Fernando, Felipe, can you hear us? Charles?
I don't know. There must be a way to describe what happened. It's like
It
such a.
just became black and it lost contact. I tried.
Like everything just crashed horribly. Speak to the stream.
Hello, can you hear us?
Moshe, remember, Moshe did not inherit anything.
Yes.
He didn't even take anything even from Egypt.
It's interesting because now I am thinking of you asked about this perspective, and as the Kohanim have no inheritance and do not inherit the land, but Moshe is related also with Hashem, the letters of Moshe.
Mhm.
They gave us Hashem in a way. We could get access to the name by Moshe. It's
By
interesting because the name is not something that we could inherit. It's something related with the spirit.
In reality, if you look at it, what we need to inherit, if you inherit him, you
Yes.
have everything. Just
Yes.
like you said to the Kohanim, they don't inherit anything. They have me.
They have
But-
all. They have it all.
By being in the Mishkan, doing the work, they were close to him. They were the people, at least, who were allowed to get close to Hashem.
Thank you so much. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Ziti.
Yeah, thank
Welcome
you.
back.
I hope that Fernando can join too. There was a crash. Everything crashed. I'm so sorry. But thank you for
That's okay.
thank you for continuing the conversation. It's very important. Today is the day of which Moses was born. This is the 7th of Adar. This is his memorial day. He was born and passed away in this day.
Okay.
Yes. It's good that you mentioned this. Yes. You were speaking about that Moses did not inherit the land, yes?
Yeah, that was from this perspective. Since you touched on Joseph not being a tribe, and I was saying also the tribe of Levi, the Kohanim, also they did not inherit anything. So if we say minus Joseph and the Levites, we'll come back to the 12 tribes again, plus Ephraim and Menashe, replacing these two.
In general, yes. In general, we have, depends of how we want to count. There are 12 sons of Jacob, plus Ephraim, Menashe. If we don't count tribes, just the names, we have 12, plus 2, we have 14. And they are being replaced, as you said. Yes. If we take in a way Levi out, because they did not inherit the land, and Joseph, and instead of them, we merge with Menashe and Ephraim, and we have again 12. This is why it's important to make a difference between the sons of Jacob, the 12 sons of Jacob, yes, and the 12 tribes. It's not the same. Both are 12, yes, 12 sons and 12 tribes, but not in a linear way.
So we do not say that Levi is a tribe.
In a way, Levi is not a tribe. We could say that it is interesting. Tribe only associated with inheriting the land and paying taxes, because each one who is inheriting the land also paying taxes to the king and to the temple. So in this manner, Levi is not a tribe. He is escorting God, and from Levi we have like teachers and musicians. Yes, teachers and musicians. They are escorting God, they are with people. Like musician, also he's like escorting God and people at the same time. So every musician is a Levi, every teacher is a Levi. And they did not inherit the land. What interests them is not to inherit the land, but to inherit people with spirit, to charge people with spirit. This is what the Levi does. So in this manner, Levi is not a tribe. If you remember how we make the map of the camping in the desert, Levi is in the center. Levi does not camp in any side like north, east, and south. He's not part of this. He's in the center. So he's not a tribe. He's a spirit.
And he, the son of Leah,
The
Levi, is he the third or the fourth
He's the
son?
he's the third. He's the third. After we have like the census, I'll write their names. 1 second, I'll move the whiteboard. 1 second. So we have Reuven from to look, Reuven, and we have Shimon, and we have Levi. Levi is the third.
Yes.
He is the third.
It's interesting also in this position as the tree is a spirit and Judah is the fourth.
Yes.
As we see Judah granting the matter in spirit. Yes. It all connects. It's beautiful.
Thank you so much for mentioning that the Levi was a third son. It is. This is why his mother, Leah, said when he was born, "Now, my husband, my man will escort me, because I gave him 3 sons." Because her hands were occupied. Reuven she was holding in one hand, and Shimon in the second. And for the third, she doesn't have another hand. A human has only 2. So now she needs her man, her husband, to escort her, holding the third son. This is why she named him Levi, to escort. And now it comes to me that from the third letter of his name, Levi, the Yod, the Yehuda starts here. The last letter of Levi is the beginning of Judah.
And it's an interesting name, this Levi, because there is these 2 letters of tetragrammaton.
Yes.
And also the very letter Lamed, we see that can represent tetragrammaton as well.
Yes, that's true.
And it's a little awkward, a name of 3 letters with this Vav in the center, right? It's different. It's not usual. One can think that Levi is, I myself, I thought that it was with the bet some time ago,
You're not wrong. I mean, the association with the Levi with Bet is not wrong, because it has to do with the heart as well.
Yeah. But it's interesting, this Vav, because often the letter Vav and also the letter Yod it's omitted in some words and verbs and so on. And I think it's meaningful that name of Levi is with these two letters, masculine letters of the Tetragrammaton, and also letters that can be hide in words.
Yes. It is very interesting what you say, because it has so many masculine or hidden, in a way, elements. Because if we open, hello Fernando, if we open the Lamed of the Levi, it's Kaf Vav, this is 26, which is open to the Tetragrammaton, plus the Vav of Levi and the Yod. So you see, it brings like very interesting picture. We have 2 Yods, 2 Vavs, and 2 Hey. We have wow. This is his name. If we open it, as you mentioned.
And this is beautiful. Thank you, Charles, for bringing Levi.
Thank you so much. Fernando, can you hear us? I hope you do. Felipe and Charles were having a conversation while here the screen crashed. They were speaking about Moses and Levi, and we were saying that today is the memorial day, meaning in this day, the 7th of Adar, Moses was born, and he in a way moved away in this day. And they were speaking about, can you repeat please for Fernando about the Levites and Moshe? Charles or Felipe, can you summarize it for Fernando?
It was something to do, I guess Fernando, he lost connection, I guess.
Yes, I see. I see.
Yes.
Thank you so much for mentioning all of this and opening, because the menorah, Aaron was supposed to illuminate the menorah in the morning and in the evening. Aaron also was a Levi. 3 children of Levi escorted and took Israel out of Egypt. Aaron, Miriam, Aaron, and Moses, 3 of them are children of the Levi. Questions or thoughts you would like to share with us?
Just to thank you, Eti.
Thank you very much for attending the session today, and thank you for your patience, and thank you for continuing the conversation so much. Thank you for the YouTubers who are listening with patience to us. We wish you a beautiful day, and we can meet you here tomorrow if you have time. Shalom and Toda.
Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Bye.